Hey again, everyone. I'll jump on here while I get ready. Um, why does this have this? No, you know what it is? This is a Sony camera. I mean, this is my skin. My skin. You can see the skin I'm in. You see? You see? I got that. That. What race is she? Skin tone. That's because I'm. What is she race? Technically, my birth certificate says white. Technically, I'm black because my father was biracial. He was Afro-Cuban. He was high yellow, as they say, as they said, as they still call, as they anyway. But anyway, as I get ready here, um, when my brother was in Norfolk, Virginia, when he was in the Navy, my younger sister and I we spent the summer there. So my brother came up, he came home, and then we went. We took the Amtrak. We took Greyhound. We took a Greyhound bus, right? Took a Greyhound bus. So I never forget that night either, because so we grew up. I tell the story. I'm born in Harlem, New York, 1960. Um, Yonkers. We lived Brooklyn, then the Bronx. Okay, so we lived Carpenter Avenue. So we took the number, took the train to get to Times Square. Took the number two train, or we took the five and then the two because we had to go to Times Square. Anyway, and this is 1970, 72, 73, Times Square, right? Greyhound Depot, you're talking about, that's when all the tricks were out, you understand? All the freaks come out at night. Well, freaks galore. Way back in the 70s, right? So as we're going now, actually, yeah, we took the two train, we got off Times Square, and then we had to walk. So that is a long, long interconnect past from the east side in New York City on the subway, and then it brings you over. It actually there's actually a tunnel that'll bring you all the way over to 12th. That people don't know that. I know that. All right, so we're walking right now. I'm 12, so I'm not a big woman, but as kids grow up, so I'm already I'm taller, and I have my little my breastises. That's when I just first started getting breastises. And anyway, and I remember like these men looking at me, and my sister and my brother and me. I don't know. I guess it's my ancestors who have always looked out for me, but I have eyes that'll go right through you. And I remember like people saying stuff and me being like, yeah, mother. My brother's like, he was wearing his uniform. He's like, keep walking. I'm not getting in trouble. Keep walking. And I was like, man, that freaks are out over here. Because I knew Times Square, because when I played hooky plenty of times. I did. And that was the joint. That was the spot, Times Square. It was Times Square, or we'd go up to Nathan's, Central Avenue, right? As kids playing hooky, but Times Square, right? Because you get on the train. So the freaks were out. So my point is that how society brings people in, how society brings people in, like you join the military. Um, people do it for an education. Most people do it because they're poor. We grew up high. We grew up in a low income. All right, regular, just moderate low income. That's where. So anyway, but I'm bringing this up because the military sells people a dream. They sell people a dream, which is really you become a bargaining chip for government. You don't know that when you're younger, but you find out later. And I can tell you, I can swear on as many Qurans, not that you swear on Quran, as many Bibles, but my brother was always solid, sound, always steady like me, steady, all right? Got stuff done. He came back from the military. There was a total. When I tell you, see, my brother and I were very close because, there's four children. And as in any dynamic of a family, there are situations, that certain children will be held in a higher esteem. You understand? And then other children may not be. So, hello, we fell in that category for whatever reason. I mean, I don't blame my mom. I don't blame anyone. This happens in life. Listen, when a mother tells you she doesn't have a favorite, yeah, that's true. But there's always going to be more for, yeah, it just happens. It happens. It's because you're only one person. How can one person give everything to all your children? You cannot do it. So, but anyway, so that was a dynamic. And so with that being said, uh, you know, you have to, things happen in life, right? Things happen. Certain children are, like I said, held in a higher esteem. Other children are like, and so we were in that category, especially me, and that's why I'm the way I am. Only because I say it's my guardians because I've always been like that. Like, there's pictures of me from when I was a kid, and I look like I want to, and I'm like, why did I have that face? And my mother she said, well, if you didn't like what my mother said, I always did that. Like, I would just walk around and I would be like, these people. I was just observing, people. Kids pick up more than parents realize. You understand? And our personalities are formed very young. So I guess I had that demonic look to, I don't know, but no, it's just. But I'm just saying this because, well, we're taught, we get hoodwinked. People get hoodwinked into believing that, yeah, going to war is a good thing, right? Unaliving people is a good thing because they're perceived as our enemy, right? Now, when he went in, it was 70, what, 70, I'm going to say 73. Vietnam had just ended, or was in. I forgot the year it ended, but it was on the end. So, but he did go overseas, but he never came back the same. Never, never, never. He came back a paranoid schizophrenic. Honestly, he really freaking did, and I think that's from the ish that was given to them in their food. When I tell you, right hand to God, right hand to God. I don't sit here. You could get, I would authorize a voice analyst to take every video that I've said. See, I wanted to do this with that little SOB who essayed me, NYPD, Edward Delatorre, right? Edward Delatorre, meet with me in front of a voice analyst, okay? And you give your version of events, and I tell my version where you essayed me, right? Yeah, that's another story. That was where this little I call him little because he's a little man. He's a little man. He's a pea. He's a pea brain. Okay, for what he did. However he acts with other people, he could be the Pope. All right, he could be the Pope. Yeah, the NYPD. I have the whole audio. They did nothing. They did nothing. And what did they say? What did they say? Like the whole report? What is? Not even a report. Not even a report. Oh, because of the time. Because of the time. Yeah? The time. Put that little POS. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's a Zionist belief from the NYPD, how they do stuff like that. Yeah. They protected the little POS that I hope what you did to me, it gets back to you. Hmm. Or somebody in your family, better yet. All right. It's called what you do comes back to you. Yeah, so they did nothing. So anyway, everything I speak about, I tell truth. I don't lie. All right. So people, what? Take care of your health. Make sure you have all your documents in order. Um, because when the time does come when you don't open up your eyes, uh, somebody's going to have to be able to do something for you. So, I'm not being Debbie Doom or Debbie Down or whatever, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan, and you know, because to be honest, the way healthcare is now, it's always been a crap show. The crap show is now, in 3D basically. It's an AI crap show. Um, and with the foods that we've consumed for the past however many years you're alive, the risk of serious health complications are very high. Be advised, people. Honestly, be truly advised. So if you don't read labels, if you don't eat healthy, and if you're beating your body up, consuming, indulging, overeating, whatever, you're going to shorten your life, except if you're Peter Thiel, right? Go drink some baby blood, have impregnate a bunch of women and then have them blank their and then take the blood, because that's what they do. That's what they do. And if you think I'm not telling the truth, look it up. Everybody have a good day. Stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and always do the right thing. Bye. And if the crap bag is watching, yeah. This individual, I spoke on this on another video. He went and tried to save his ass. So what he did was he stood in front of the guy, Pat Lynch. He was the PBA president. 2019, it was October 2019, right after my husband died. Lynch is at the podium. Lynch looks like he's got the widow peak, but I have a widow peak, but he's got that real widow's peak where, you know, put on a cape, you look like, I'm sorry. You can break my chops. I don't care because I'm a duck. It's gonna roll off like the water. But he's standing there behind Lynch. Lynch is telling the story. Here's what it was. It was an incident and you can check my videos. It's an incident that occurred in Brooklyn where a woman called 911, and the story goes that the woman then alleged that the officer attacked her. So this crap bag piece of shit, Edward Delatorre, is standing behind him like, that's right, that's right, that's what happened. She called me, she was in need. Look at me. Do I look like I need, he's a lying SOB, okay? And that's the NYPD. But anyway, I'm going to get that video and I'm going to post it. Yeah. So any day you'd like to man up, you little sack of shit, how about you do that, okay? Because I'm going to keep sharing the story. Everybody have a good day. And remember, if something ever happens to you, report it immediately. I was stressed out. I was in an extremely distressed state. I don't know how people feel after a tragic world incident, and then after losing your mother, like in 4 months after. Yeah, I don't think people are really like. Anyway, everybody have a good day. Stay safe, stay well. For S bags like this person, you know where they can go. Everyone have a good day. Bye.